Good morning and welcome back to the workshop. I asked you to say hello and wherever you were from in the comments in the last video. And some of you did, which is great. So we had hello from Finland, hello from Southern Carolina, Southern California. Not the same place. And hello from Tahiti. I was thinking, how do you say good morning in Tahiti? So I'm going to try. I don't even know what language you speak in Tahiti. Maybe Tahitian? I don't know. Or French? Tahiti is an island in the French. Where is it? Holy shit! It's in the middle of fucking nowhere. It's in the middle of the ocean, as far as you can get from any big landmass. Holy shit. It's a big island. Crazy. Okay, so there is Tahiti, in the middle of the ocean.
Yaurana, hello, good day.
Yaurana, was it good? Or not? I don't know. Oh, there is level 2 to this.
You can say, Yaurana, good morning.
Holy shit. Ioranaite poi poi should be good morning. Anyways, this is not a language channel. This is a Honda building channel. I think it's been like 2 weeks since the last video because I have not been here. I have not done anything on the car since then. Except for yesterday. Yesterday I drove out here because I have the weekend free. So I drove out here and I got to work. Here you might see we have the exhaust. Finished, welded. I have made the first intercooler piping and I have made the piping for the water. We can start here with the exhaust. I did not have a flange, so I put this in the lathe, the turning cutting machine. I am not a very good machinist at all, and this here is tapered from whatever size the exit of the turbo is to 3-inch. And I'm not the machinist, I'm more like a fuck around until it gets done kind of guy. So this was super difficult for me to make it. Here I have some pictures on the before and after because I only had like a square stock to begin with. So I had to drill it out with like a hole saw in the middle and then take it down. So it was not good, but it worked. It fit, it's welded, everything. I have just started to do aluminum welding. So these are like some of my first aluminum welds. Now I have just been and gotten a new can of gas or tube of gas or whatever. There is something special when you have a new can of gas. I don't know, tube thing of gas. Because now it's like I can do whatever. But like this tool, it's a chain cutting tool, it's called, to cut the aluminum. Makes it cut like this. Instead of cutting it with like an angle grinder or on the band saw, it's a little bit quicker and it's not as messy because it's not taking away material, just moving it. So it's nice, and I can also do it here by hand. I've also like mocked up the pressure pipe for this side. I have made a cone out of tube and like a die for our this is our tire balancer, and I took this thing and put it in the press and made it conical. So now I have a conical to go from the small 2-inch to 2.5. There's 2.5 inch on that side and 2.75 inch on this side, and it's gonna be mounted here. I just have to demount the turbo housing, and so I can weld this on here. And then this 2.75 inch pipe will fit there. It will just be straight over there, which makes me a little bit sad because I think it's a bit ugly. But I also need to snake a pipe from the turbo inlet here and down here, so it needs to go under this one. That's why I want to keep it as high as possible. Otherwise, I think I would made more like that one, like bend it down and then over here, so there's a bend in the pipe somewhere in the middle, because I think that's that looks nice. This is just gonna be a straight piece of pipe like this, super ugly, but it just gets the job done. Started to weld up the manifold yesterday, so there's a little bit more weld here and under. I started on the underside to practice before I go to the things that you see the most. I am new to aluminum welding, or welding overall. I only have the welder for like a year now. I've gone through maybe 4 things of gas, so I'm not super experienced. Here is the other water pipe going down there, here, up here, and down to like the new swivel neck. I forgot to show you guys, but I'm gonna take off the intake soon so I can show a bit better. The other one is going straight like this. I'm not super happy with this. I want it to be extended here, so it goes further out towards here, and then I want to make like a 60 degree or 45 degree bend down, and then bend here in the aluminum pipe, but I don't have any more bends right now, and it's the weekend, so I can't overnight stuff. It's fine for now, but I want it to be like more in line with this one, so they're straight and nice. I also made this a cone, because this is 3" and this is 2.5. So I made a cone here, and this is just lying here right now, because my fitment is that good. Hopefully today the intercooler piping is done. The intake is maybe not mounted, because I have to do all the fueling. I have to put the fuel filter and the fuel pressure regulator and stuff like that under the intake. So I may not, I don't know actually, maybe, we'll see. I will not say anything. As you see, I have my this thing, that's to put water and take out air. It's great to get the valve here, so when you take it off, it doesn't spill. So I put water in it yesterday. I've emptied out some of the water, because in here, in the back, there is a little tiny screw that is supposed to be used for like a sensor. It's like a 1/8 NPT fitting, and I forgot to put the sealing tape around it, so it leaks. I'm a little bit sad about that one. But when all this is said and done, then I will go on to the electric system. I don't know where it is, but I have like flying lead cable. So I'm going to do the electrical myself. And I have to take apart the old engine harness, because there are some things that I'm still going to use, like for using the original fuse book, and like the ignition for the starter and stuff like this. So I have to take that apart, see which wires that I used to use in the Max ECU to trigger those things, and then in my new harness connect them together. And when all this is said and done, then we can fire this bitch up. And I'm super excited for it. So hopefully it will not be super long until we start this thing. So let's go back to work and get shit done. I just filmed a long clip for you guys without the mic on. Super tired. I've been here for an entire day. I woke up, I ate breakfast, I drove here, still here, gonna go home and go to sleep. So it's been a long day in the workshop. But I am super excited, and we made a lot of progress today. We got the charge pipe or intercooler piping done, welded the thing with the getting bigger thing to the thing, and this one, and to the turbo. So I had all this off, and I made the intake pipe for the turbo, because I don't like to have the intake inside the engine bay here. We have a lot of heat coming through the radiator that we take from the engine. So why put this back in the engine again? If we take this hot air, put it here, and we try to cool it, the intercooler gets warmer, which puts more heat into the radiator that we try to take out, then we put it in back again. So I think it's stupid to have the intake inside the engine bay when it's a closed engine bay car like this one. So I made this here, and I'm going to take the air down here. I also have like holes in the front here that go directly to it, so I think it's gonna be nice. This is my first aluminum welds ever. I made like a dice, and some is shit, some is okay. But now I welded the entire intake, all this round on the back side, everything today, and this one. And I started with this one, and now this looks like shit compared to my welds now. So I want to redo this, I think. Maybe I'll do it on a later day, because now I don't have any more of these 60-degree bends. Also, this is 2.5-inch pipe, and that is 2.75-inch pipe. And my logic behind that was that here we have hot air. Hot air is bigger. So for the same volume of the hot air and the cold air, we can have the smaller pipes, which make it also smaller pipes make it move faster. It's I don't know the English word for it, but small pipe, air move fast. Big pipe, move slow, more volume. If this will be a problem, I will just make this also in 2.75. I actually got around to take this one back there that was leaking. I have to take like this miniature thing and go there and take it out and put Teflon tape. And I have put water in it again, but I don't see any leakage back there, so I hope it's fine. I think I am going to do like an expansion chamber and the crankcase ventilation. I will make one thing with the both in, like two chambers, one with the water and one with the crankcase thingy. So I'm not done with the welding. I think I'm gonna try to CAD up a box that I can put here and screw into the factory locations, and then have like all this stuff in it. The fueling is not going to be done because the regulator head is like for carburetors, and the carburetors are very low pressure compared to the injection, so it will not work, so I have to order a new one. But now we have a lot of electrical work to do. I have to open the old harness and take out stuff I need for the original things here. See, here's 3 plugs for the ABS and stuff like this I need to take out of that harness. When all that is done, we can finally start this thing up. So it should be. I wanted to start it now in February. It's the middle of February right now. And I don't think I will, because I don't have like all the fueling stuff and this. But I will do my best, and I want it to be started as soon as possible. Super thankful for all the comments. Maybe I should do a segment on the end where I answer some of the comments. I usually answer the comments straight away in the text, because I know that everybody doesn't read the comments. So I will answer some comments in the end of the video. So stay tuned for that, I guess. As you can see down here, I have started the wiring, which I put as a big one here because I'm not super excited. So this is the old SR20 harness. This is the new Max ECU harness. And this is like the body harness. This is the stuff that the car, like the windshield wiper, ABS and all that. So I'm going to keep as much of this as I can. but then this is going to be the new engine harness. Here I have the Honda alternator harness, like power harness. So this is for the starter, and this is for the starter power and alternator power. I'm taking out some extra wires here so I can have a connector here to go between, like these that I'm going to use that are in the body harness. I have to put connector on here to connect to here, and then one connector to this. So there's gonna be like a Y splitting harness here for the gearbox and the max ECU to go into the original body harness to get like a power and to use like the fan relays that are up here, so I can use the original relays. So I don't have to make something special for this one because it's only for the radiator fan and stuff like this. So that is what I am doing right now. I forgot to show you, there's also more harness here. It's for the drive-by-wire and all the EGT sensors and all this. This is a very big step for me, or not step, but this is a very big problem, a lot of work. One big up with the Max ECU is that they have very good documentation. It's easier for somebody that, like me, that is not really sure what he's doing. They can look in the documentation and maybe figure it out. But now there is nothing more to it than to do it. So I will put the camera down and keep on keeping on. I'm super tired, if you cannot tell. I've finished the wiring harness, not completely. This is like a oil pressure temperature sensor, and I'm missing the plug for the wideband. I used heat shrink everywhere, except this heat shrink that I bought now was super stiff compared what I have used before. This is actually some of the old ones. This is flexible and like nice. But if you look at this one, it looks flexible. It's not flexible, it's super stiff. And I did all the concentric twist and all this, so it should be very malleable, but it's super stiff, this heat shrink. Otherwise, this has been a good weekend. Hopefully next time you guys will see this car, it will be a startup video. I have some more wiring to do to the drive-by-wire things, but that's another harness. I said that we would read some comments in the end of the video, so that's what we're going to do now. If you don't want to stick around anymore, have a nice day, and I'll see you in the next video. And if you want to hear the comments, write the comments, then stick around. The guy from Tahiti, he asked if I'm building it for a specific class, and I guess I can explain a little bit about the Street Week and how that's set up here in Sweden. He also asks about a little bit of some undercars you may see in the background of the video, but maybe I'll do like a separate video going around and showing the other cars, because they are not mine, so I don't want to do like a video on them without asking the owners. The class I am running is called Pro Touring. There is not so many rules. It has to be like a series produced chassis. It cannot be cut up to make like a 4-link. It cannot be a drag racing specific chassis. If it's original with the 4-link, the bars have to be maximum 10 millimeters different length on the top and the bottom bars. You have to run a 17-inch wheel front and back. There is something about like a stock wing. You cannot put a big wing on it. So those are the class specific rules, but then there are also like safety rules and stuff like this, which means I need to have a belly pan under to take up an oil spill if that will happen, and you have to have like different cage and stuff. I don't have any cage. I don't really know how fast the car is going to be, so if it's too fast I might have to put like a half cage in it to be able to run it. All this is available both in Swedish and English on the Street Week website. So if you're super interested, you can go and check out the Street Week. And if you search on YouTube for like Street Week Sweden, there is a bunch of videos of people going around the pits and showing all the cars and stuff like that. Powered by Beans 7389 says, hello from Southern California. And he asks me if I can like go into detail of all the custom parts I'm making, like the good and the ugly of bending aluminum and welding, etc. Sure can. I'm no professional, so it's going to be out of an amateur perspective. The most aluminum welding I ever done was this weekend. I know I didn't film super much. This is a learning process also. So I'm not schooled in anything like welding or machining or fabrication. I just do it and then I fail until I don't. And then the part that didn't fail, I use. In the first video, we're talking about the engine and all that. I kind of glossed over a little bit of more of the benefits of this crank and long rod setup. Because one more benefit with the higher dwell time is that when the piston stays up for longer, the fuel and the air have a longer time to ignite. So there is a bigger boom before it starts to move the piston. One of the biggest benefits that I believe, especially for the K-series who has problem with this, is when you have less angle on the rod, the piston is pushing less against the cylinder wall. There is more of the energy being used to push the piston down than to push it into the cylinder wall, which also helps in an engine like this, where the cylinders is like standing straight up. They're not encased in the aluminum. A very normal thing to do on this is put like a girdle on top of the cylinder so they don't move, or just like fill the block completely if you see your drag racing setup and stuff like this. Thank you for tuning in. Please write a comment if you have something on your mind, and I will see you in the next one.